Hi everybody. Wherever I seem to go at the moment, I'm being asked the same question. Could there be a property crash after the budget on November the 26th? Now, I took my granddaughter to school this morning and she asked me who the Prime Minister was, and I said Keir Starmer, and she said he's not very good, is he? Now that's a 5-year-old, so not a bad judgment for a 5-year-old, and I think the whole country has to agree with that. And of course Rachel Reeves, we believe, is even worse. So can we trust her with the property market in the budget at the end of November? Well, we need to, because if not, we could definitely see a downturn. And I want to explain why that could happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I want to explain why it could happen if Rachel doesn't calm down a bit. So here we go. Stagnating economy, big problem. The government doesn't seem to be able to get the economy going. One of the ways they could get it going, of course, is through the property market. Because if you buy a house, you buy a kitchen, you buy carpets, you buy curtains, you go and buy a bed and all these other things. So property is one of the biggest way probably at the moment they could really get the economy going. The other way, of course, is to support and help first-time buyers in the budget, which they haven't done. And there's no support, direct support for first-time buyers, really for the first time in 50-odd years. So that's a really tough gig for first-time buyers at the moment. Now, hopefully, they will support first-time buyers in the budget. If they do that, I think we'll get away with it. However, look at the Renters Reform Act that's just come into force. You know, that is really a big blow to landlords. Landlords are going to be selling up more than ever. And now they're talking about putting an 8% national insurance tax on the rents you receive. You cannot make it up. People don't realise, and this government definitely doesn't realise. And by the way, there's nobody in the Labour government that's been in business. Not one person. How scary is that? They don't understand that 2.4 million landlords support 8 million tenants in the UK. All of us, a lot of people listening to this, are landlords, and we are very important to any government, and they don't seem to get it. The Tories didn't get it either, by the way. Luckily, Reform do get it. So, you know, rumours about putting 0.5% tax on properties over $500,000 every year, and 1% tax over 1 million. That's another big blow. And if they start bringing those things in, they're also talking about, of course, about taxing the sale of your property when you sell it. I don't think that will ever come in. I think that is political suicide. So what does all this really mean? Because it's all right me spouting on about this, that and the other that might happen and the rest of it. What does it really mean? What am I trying to really articulate to you? If the city of London, the markets, the bond market is so important to the government, and if the city lose confidence in this government or lose further confidence in this government, then they will make sure, unfortunately, that the government pay more for their borrowing. So they're borrowing at the moment huge and billions of pounds every month to stay in business, as it were. And that's going up every month. And if the interest rate on those bonds that they have to keep borrowing goes up, then that can definitely cause us a massive problem, because what that means is interest rates that you and I pay will go up. So the interest rates will rise. Inflation is the other issue. Now, I estimate inflation will go back up to 5% by Christmas. It's at about 4% now. So at the moment, I've got it wrong, but I haven't got it too wrong. Bear in mind, when this government took over, it was 2%. So it's doubled within a year and a half. And I believe it could certainly go up to 4.5%, 5% by Christmas. I know it's getting tight, but I don't know about you, but every time I go shopping, and that isn't too often to be fair, I notice a massive difference. When I go out for dinner, I'm always paying for dinner, by the way, I've noticed how much that has gone up. So, you know, to say inflation is 4%, I believe is a complete nonsense. I think the government are conning us there. That would be my view. So, you know, if interest rates go up, people lose confidence in the property market. Therefore, that can certainly cause a crash. Interest rates going up, people not having any growth, inflation going up. That's what could cause the property crash. Now, will it happen? Rachel, can I give you, please, may I give you some advice? I know in the past I've been rude to you. I've said you don't know what you're doing. Rachel from accounts and all this sort of thing. I understand that. And at the end of the day, you're a politician, so you can take it on the chin, I'm sure. Please, please don't do half these madcap things you're thinking of doing of punishing home buyers, punishing landlords, punishing people that have just saved all their lives to have a beautiful, lovely home. Please, please don't do it. Please support first-time buyers. If you can do that and start helping first-time buyers get on the property ladder and don't do any more damage, please, to landlords, because we have had enough, then I think we just might get away with the property market not crashing. See you next time.